Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Brittany with the Seniors Blue Book, and today I am joined by two lovely ladies on this Friday. So let's do a little drum roll, ladies. A little Zoom drum roll, and introducing Breanna, and we are introducing Misty. You've seen her a couple times on videos with me, but Misty is the Director of Business Development, and I want to make sure I say this title correctly, Breanna, the Director of Clinical Services for Suncoast Behavioral Health. So welcome,
That
ladies.
is correct. Thank you.
That was a
Thank you
mouthful
for
on a
having us.
Friday. So how are you ladies doing out there?
Pretty good. We're doing well. Doing well. Hanging in there.
Awesome. Well, today we're going to dive into a topic, but I do want to first, Misty, maybe you can kind of take the reins on telling us a little bit about Suncoast. But we're going to talk about mental health exercises for happiness today, which is great. On Fridays, I try to do some kind of either mental health or physical exercises through Seniors Blue Book. And so today, I'm just privileged to be joined by you. So thank you for your time, first and
Of
foremost.
course. Yeah.
So, Misty, tell us a little bit about Suncoast.
Yeah. So Suncoast, we're a 60-bed inpatient psych hospital. We serve all ages. We serve children and adolescents. We have 20 beds. We have 20 beds for adults, and then we have 20 beds for mature adults, which is what leads us to partner with Seniors Blue Book. On that unit, we can take a dementia diagnosis as long as we can treat the symptoms and behaviors that accompany it. So traditional dementia behaviors, we're not able to, treat those, as most everybody knows that those are there to stay, unfortunately. In addition to that, we have a partial hospitalization and intensive outpatient program that we're currently now hosting through telehealth. So that's really great because it allows any patients that we have or potential patients to be a part of that program no matter where they live. They're able to do that from the comfort of their own home and don't have to add any stress of, contracting the virus or anything like that. They're able to do that from home. That's the gist of what we do. Breanna is our director of clinical services. I'm so excited to have her. You guys are going to see in just a few minutes here when she starts going. She does such a good job with that whole department, and all of our programming and everything comes out of her department, and she just really oversees that. So we're so excited to have her. She's a fairly new addition to our team, but Breanna and I go way back from different positions. But really, any patients that come to us are because I know that they're in great team's hands, so that's really good for us. She's done an awesome job also with the telehealth process as well. So we're just excited to have her and excited to be able to make those changes quickly to, the new normal. We all hear that so much, but that's really what it is. And being able to provide the same quality care to patients through this pandemic has been really helpful, and she's been a big part in that. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we're excited to get into the topic. Let's kind of go ahead and hand it over to you. And Misty, I know you're going to kind of hide yourself there, but if you think of anything, feel free to chime in. And we'll go ahead and hand everything over to Breanna.
sure. All right. Thank you, Misty and Brittany. Okay, so today, like Brittany said, the topic is mental health exercises for happiness. And I think that when I think about mental health exercises for happiness, the first thought that comes to my mind is being able to be in the right state of mind no matter what you're doing. And what I mean by that is whatever exercise you're going to engage in, you're going to feel the maximum benefit if you actually enjoy doing what you're doing. So if you are not really one to meditate, then there's plenty of other options to choose from other than meditating. If you're not, let's say, a fan of swimming, then probably swimming isn't going to be your go-to. So really pay attention to the things that you genuinely find enjoyment out of. So feeling enthused about what you're doing is, I think, almost just as important as the actual physical benefits of whatever it is that you choose to do. And also really think about how you're going to feel afterwards. So when I think about exercising, I think, exercise. But anytime you do any exercise, you know that you most likely are going to feel a lot better after you do it. There's a lot of physical components of exercise that actually do benefit your mood. So some of the physical activities that you do, well, regardless of what physical activities you do, all of these can improve stress or the way that you are feeling about stress. So you have stress relief benefits, mental clarity, improved concentration, and also decreased symptoms of anxiety and depression. Physical exercise actually increases, as a lot of us know, actually increases levels of serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine, all of these neurotransmitters that ultimately help us improve our mental health. So regular exercise can have enormous positive impacts on mood regulation. And when you think about exercise, it doesn't have to be an hour-long workout session at the gym. It does not have to be like that. Even if you have a 15-minute walk or swimming or doing some yoga or really, some bike riding, really anything that gets your body moving is going to be a huge exercise that can help you to improve mental health status in general. So that's one. Big one is exercise. Also, breathing exercises are very important. When we are stressed, we tend to have breathing that is more stiff and shallow, which really just makes the situation worse. So when you do become stressed or anxious, your brain releases the stress hormone that's called cortisol. And by taking deeper breaths, your heart tends to slow down, you get more oxygen into your bloodstream, and this ultimately communicates with your brain to kind of help your brain tell you to relax. So deep breathing exercises are also something that can be hugely beneficial when it comes to your mental health. Let's see, what else? I already talked about deep breathing. So some different exercises that you can do that are related to breathing could be meditation, mindfulness exercises. So really just getting in tune with your body and how you feel and how different parts of your body feel. There's something called progressive muscle relaxation, which is a practice that's based on basically tensing or tightening different muscle groups and then relaxing those muscle groups. And you kind of start like one at a time. And this can really help you be very much in tune with your muscles and compare them to how they feel when they're tense and when they're relaxed. And there are multiple scripts and kind of guided videos that you could easily find by looking on the internet. YouTube, is a wealth of resources. Just being able to find something that can kind of help you guide yourself through whatever it is: meditation, yoga, progressive muscle relaxation, mindfulness exercises, so you can really utilize your internet resources at home and find all kinds of things that can help you kind of aid this process. Something else that can be very beneficial for your mental health while you're at home is finding different ways to socialize. So although we can't really go out and be in big groups and go to parties or go out to eat maybe as comfortably as we used to be able to, fortunately we live in an era, as we see by doing this Zoom video or live Facebook video, we have so many resources just from technology itself. So, when people are kind of isolated at home, sometimes it feels like a little harder to reach out to people because, people kind of start to isolate and withdraw, and it makes you kind of almost just feel like you don't want to do that as much. So I would encourage everybody to still feed that need. We all have the need to have some kind of social interaction with other people. So use your resources. Of course, there's phone conversations, we have video chats, and without technology, you can also still find other ways to socialize and also social distance at the same time. I know a couple people who live in housing developments where they'll have little like driveway parties where it's not like a ton of people, but it's a few people sitting on lawn chairs, far enough away from each other, but they're still feeling that need of just being around other people and socializing. And I'm a big believer that people need people. We really need other people in our lives, and that communication, no matter how small or large, is really important. So reach out to people, fill that need. Another thing is expressing gratitude. When we're grateful for something and when we do nice things for other people, that helps us feel good. And not to say that we're doing that only to make ourselves feel good, but that's an added bonus of just being a nice person. Do something nice for somebody else, pay it forward, give back to the community in some way. I mean, even like something like this, in my eyes, now that I'm thinking about it, is something that's giving back to the community, and it helps. It really does help mental health. You can do gratitude exercises, journaling about things that you're grateful for, focusing on what you're thankful for and keeping those things in the forefront of your mind can really, really kind of just keep those negative thoughts away. And really that's the purpose of, a big purpose of improving mental health is just to be focused on whatever it is in your life that is positive. The next thing is laugh. Laughter, as we all know, is the best medicine, right? So whatever that is for you, do more of it. Whether it's watching something that makes you laugh, talking to somebody that makes you laugh, reading something that makes you laugh, anything that kind of puts you in that feel-good mood, I would encourage everybody to do that. And another thing that I was thinking about is actually, as I'm slouched over, having good posture. And I know that might sound like not really a mental health exercise, but when you're slouched over and you're just kind of like in a slumped position, you really do start to feel more sluggish and just kind of quiet and sometimes maybe even like hostile. So just being able to practice good posture and paying attention to how you're holding your body can be something that can improve the way that you feel. And last but not least, have something to look forward to. So in this time, we might not really be planning a lot of trips or vacations, maybe are down the line, but it's always nice to have something to look forward to. And again, it's not necessarily a mental health exercise, but it is something that you can set out to do. And that can give you, something to look forward to and just something to have a countdown for. I always like to have a countdown for something that you just can't wait to go to, or somebody you can't wait to see. So that is the last thing I had on my little list. So there are some resources for you, some tips, some tricks, and I think that all of them, everybody's capable of doing in some way, shape, or form. So even if you're limited on physical movements, let's say, there's still maybe some kind of form of exercise that you can do. Even, there's a lot of chair exercises out there where you can, do things from a sitting position. And the internet is a wealth of information. So if you're not really sure how you can kind of fit an idea into what your physical limitations may be, then I guarantee you'll be able to find some suggestion, because you're probably not the only one. So use your resources, reach out to other people, and take care of yourself.
Absolutely. You hit a couple that were spot on for me, but I do want to say that as soon as you mentioned posture, you couldn't see me on the live video, but I was like, I sat straight up, because it's so true. I've been having more like neck pains and stuff because, a lot of us are on these computers working from home all day and we're crouched over. So immediately it made me smile because I was like, oh, I do have bad posture.
Yeah, and I was sitting like this at the same time I started to say that. So yeah,
I think too, like one thing for me that's helped is whether it's a hobby that people used to do and they would say, oh, I don't have time for this anymore. Like whether it's playing cards or doing something simple that you've pushed aside, or it's like got dust on it underneath your coffee table. or new hobbies. Like we started raising monarch butterflies, and never done it. We saw somebody else was doing it, and they built us an enclosure, and we've been able to watch the whole process of a caterpillar to a butterfly, and it's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. So
awesome.
Just like using, like you said, using resources like Pinterest is a big one. I want to give a shout out to them because, oh my gosh, have I found, whether it's recipes or ideas for streaming shows that are popular or anything, meditation, how to, do great, the journaling that you talked about. Like, so those were all excellent tips. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. And, like you said, finding new hobbies is something that anybody can do. I mean, I have an 8-year-old, and he is almost done with school. And the other day we were talking about, okay, how are you going to fill your time now that you don't have your little bit of schoolwork to do every day? And I asked him to think, is there anything that you'd like to learn how to do? Like any kind of book I can get for you that you want to like learn a new skill? He wants to learn how to write cursive.
Oh, very cool.
Anymore. So I bought him a book to kind of help him learn how to write cursive. So finding just new things, I think this is really common right now. People are finding time to do things that they haven't found time to do before because just life is just different right now. And so it's kind of a cool opportunity in a way. Also, another big thing, if you're kind of stuck at home and you're not really going a lot of places, figure out some things that you have been putting off, like doing around the house that you just haven't done. I cleaned out a closet not too long ago that I have been needing to clean out for like a year. And feeling productive is hugely beneficial to your mental health.
Absolutely.
Off lists, getting things done that you just really never get done because it's not really that important in the long run. It's not really hurting anything to not get done right now. But when you do those things, you can really, it's beneficial.
Like you said, production, that's like a huge one for, I know a lot of people, just a lot of people are, have the personality where they make to-do lists, things like that. I'm not one of those people, but to be able to, like, for example, like we painted our pool deck and added like new areas for orchids and stuff like that. And it really gives you this like sense of like, yeah, look what I did. Like I had time to do this. And so I've seen a lot of that, like on social media, I've seen a lot of people doing those things, and it just, you can tell it makes people feel good.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
So awesome. Well, Misty, do you have anything that you'd like to add?
No, I mean, I think it's funny. My husband and I drove to the beach last night, and we just sat and watched like the sunset, and that stuff we never had time to do because we had all these other things to do. And now that you're, forced to, I mean, everything's back open now, but still, we got in the habit of doing things that were like free and you could save money. And I told him, I said, I'm going to miss when quarantine is over. When things really go back to normal, because are we going to go back to normal or are we going to stay where we're at? So just kind of is, I think, so important too.
Yeah, exactly. I think going forward, like having a mix of that like mentality where, we need to have that desire to like find new things, to make time for things, to do that. I know they're starting to open things up, and I have the same attitude. I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready for that, even though, it's good news in a way, right? But it's still like, I like quarantining now.
Cautiously optimistic, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and if anybody's watching, again, this is Misti and Breanna with Suncoast Behavioral Health, and they're located in Bradenton. I'll put the information, of course, in the post, and they are doing telehealth, as I mentioned in the video earlier on. But if anybody needs any information about their services, please feel free to contact Misti and learn more about them because they're awesome.
Thank you.
All right, ladies. Well, thanks for doing this on a Friday afternoon, and I hope you have a great weekend, as well as everybody else that's watching from home.
Thank you. Thanks, Brittany.
You're welcome. I'll see you soon.
All right.